2,000 years later.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today, as you guys can see, we're going to be, excuse the mess in the garage first of all, but today we're going to be working on the BMW and we're going to actually be changing the battery because I've been having issues, or it's been struggling to turn on. Not only has it been struggling to turn on, I would want to say the battery hasn't been replaced in years. I think it's still the OEM battery. And second, what I've noticed is lately, so the car is supposed to have 600 horsepower. If you go to the sports display, you can see that it's supposed to, you know, when you floor it, it goes all the way to 600. Well, it's been going about 280. So I did my research, Google, which is my best friend, and I was curious. I was like, does a weak battery affect the transmission? You know, causing shifting problems, things of that sort. There's no problem shifting, but the shifts are a lot longer than quicker than what they usually are when it's, you know, at full capacity or full power. And so apparently, yes, a weak battery can do that. I have a new battery down there. We're actually going to open up the trunk, take the compartments apart. We're gonna register it as well at the end of the video to make sure that the BMW, since it's all computer software, intelligent, whatever, that it's at its full capacity, there's no issues, reset it, and hopefully fixing and changing the new battery will get rid of the issues that I've been having lately with the car. So let's get into it. So the next thing that you're going to do is, obviously, you have a compartment that folds up. You should be able to just take it out completely. So there we go, take this out and we're going to put it off to the side. And then once that is taken care of, you got like these two plastic screws, this one right here, this one right here. Once we get those out, then we're gonna actually have to take this off as well. So then this can come out and we can gain full access to the battery. It looks complicated. I at first thought it was really complicated. Watched a couple videos, seems like it should be a pretty easy process. And then obviously you have to register it to the car to make sure everything runs smoothly. Alright guys, so before I got started on taking all this apart, I actually connected to BimmerLink and I wanted to see what the capacity of the battery was. So apparently the capacity of the battery that's already in there is 73%, but the mileage last battery replacement was at 29,000 kilometers, which into miles is 19,000 miles. This car has 95,000 miles. Now I'm going to show you guys that I went through, and it also shows you a bunch of codes, all these error codes that it goes into, and it'll read all the codes there. And it basically said a majority of the codes have to do with under voltage. Hand in hand, under voltage has to do with the battery. So I'm saying the reason, and it also did say transmission. So it basically had a lot of things to do with the problems I'm having currently right now is because of the battery. So that's why we're replacing the battery. And on the error memories as well, it did tell me at 152,000 kilometers, which is about 94,000 miles, is when it would have problems with the transmission being responsive. And that's when I started to notice the difference in the transmission. So we're going to go ahead and get that figured out because, yeah, it's not nice to have a car that is supposed to be driving, or is supposed to be torquey and responsive, and it's not being responsive. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started on removing everything. I got this Pry toolkit off Amazon. I don't remember how much it was, but it's essential to have if you're a car enthusiast or you like working on your own cars, because it has everything you need, and obviously you gotta take stuff apart. So these plastic little screws here are 10 millimeters. So we're gonna go ahead and get those out. Once you remove these two screws, obviously I put everything in here. You got, hopefully you guys can see with the lighting. I know the lighting's ass. But you got a tab here, one tab here. You got 4 tabs in total, another one here and one there. This is the tool I'm going to be using to remove it. You just put it in there and they pop out. So as you can see, sorry guys, as you can see, there's that tab. Alright, so now we got this loose, should come off, no issues. There we go, that is off. Now we can go ahead and take this out, get that out the way. And now we have a fully exposed battery. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to be removing the brace down here. I think this is a 13. These are 10s. You also got this, and you also have a ventilation hose. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. So this is the 13 millimeter. 13 millimeters. We're going to go ahead and then loosen the bottom. So the brace is now out. Now we're going to go ahead and loosen up the negative terminal. And then we're going to work our way, loosen this, which, like I said, this is a 10. That's a 10. This is a 13. Unclip it, and then the ventilation hose, and we should be able to pull out the battery, put the new one in. And then there's also going to be that looks like a 13 millimeter down there. You guys can hopefully see it. There's a 13 down there, and should be able to pull it out. So the battery is now out, and this battery is from May 2018. We're in the year 2024. We're about to be in the year 2025. If I'm not mistaken, you're supposed to get your batteries replaced, I think, what, every 2 to 3 years, because they have like a 3-year warranty. Obviously, this one is long overdue. Thankfully, I never had any issues till now. So let's go ahead and get the new battery that's over here and get that one in so we can get the car ready. And yeah, I'm definitely out of breath. The batteries are heavy. I go to the gym and shit, but these batteries are just, they're heavy and they're inconvenient with these little fucking handles. You, like, the fuck is this, man? Like, how the fuck? But thankfully they have them to actually get them out. So let's get the new one in, get it all ready to go. With the new battery that you're gonna put in there, the way we took it apart, you're just gonna do the reverse method of it, or just go backwards. So obviously we're gonna start on the positive side, do the ventilation, then go to the negative side, and then obviously put back on the brace. And then I'm going to show you guys with the OBD sensor that I have, which is actually in the car, because that's how I was able to read how this one was. We're going to connect to it. We're going to register the new battery, so the car's computer knows that it's got a new battery and everything's up to date, so there's no issues, because it obviously still going to think that this battery's in there and this one is a shit battery. So we don't want to have that, because we've been having error codes, so we got to get rid of that. Alright, so everything's back to how it was. We're going to go ahead and throw the panel, carpeted panel that was there. Make sure it lines up with those screws. We'll throw the plastic piece on there. I'm not going to go ahead and put everything 100% yet, because I got to register the new battery. And I want to make sure everything's good on it before I, fully assemble this, and then realize that if I made a mistake, I gotta put it back together again, or pull it apart. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so we're gonna go to BimmerLink, press the accessory button. So I have a V-Gate iCar Bluetooth. We're gonna press that, connect. Obviously it's saying to set time and date because of a new battery. We're gonna turn off the music, no copyright. So now we're going to 12V battery, register new battery, different capacity and different type. So it says register new battery when installing a battery with a higher or lower capacity, or when installing an AMG battery instead of a lead acid battery. Coding the new battery with BimmerCode is required before registering it. BimmerCode is available on the App Store. So we're going to go to BimmerCode. So now we're on BimmerCode. Got to perform an update. Alright, this update's going to take a while. I'll check back in with you guys once the update's done.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Alright, so the data update is now completed. We'll go there. We're going to connect. V-Gate iCar Bluetooth. I'm going to go ahead and connect to it. BMW 5 Series. I wish it was an M5, but it's not. It's a 550. Let me switch hands. It's a lot easier for me to. So it's identifying control units. BimmerCode now checks with supported control units are installed in your vehicle. This may take a moment. So this app is actually really cool. And this app, BimmerCode, if you know anything about cars, it can basically code your car to do certain things. You can change the display on your center console. You can fold your mirrors automatically when you press the lock button. If you hold down the lock button, the mirrors go down. Chime noises that you hear, you can change it to like a Rolls Royce noise as well. Like I said earlier, the trunk is another feature. You can also brighten and dim your halos. I have them to the fullest power, so they're like super bright. Because I do like driving at night with them. Not all the time, but like when the sun's going down, like sunset, like I like to just run my halos. I just feel like it looks clean on the car. There's a bunch of other features you could do as well. Things that you know on your display, on your head unit, on your heads up display.
That you want.
All right, let's see where we go for battery. Where do we go for battery? If you have to register a different battery, you go to car access system, battery type 105. It is battery. So I'm doing my research on the battery that I got. Obviously it's OEM fit, you know, it's a Duralast. It's not an OEM battery. AGM 900 size 49. Going down to the product specifications where it was just fucking showing me. My phone's been slow and stupid lately. I don't know. It basically said it was a 95 amp hour. So obviously it's not 105. So I'm gonna go with a 90 amp hour AGM because it is AGM, and we're gonna go with that. It says this type and capacity of the 12V battery. Please note that this value must only be modified if the battery in the car has been replaced. After coding, the battery replacement has to be registered using BimmerLink. So we're gonna go ahead and code the car. I thought I already had the full version. I gotta buy this shit again. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? So when it comes to coding your car, it says, please note the coding process should not be interrupted. Ensure sufficient charge of the battery of your Apple device in the vehicle battery. The adapter should not be disconnected during the coding process. Before coding, make sure your airplane mode is enabled. And then make sure to disconnect any additional Bluetooth connections, including the Bluetooth connection to the iDrive system in your car. So let's go ahead and remove the iDrive system and then put my phone in airplane mode and then start coding. Bluetooth is off the vehicle and we are in... Where's the fucking little airplane? The airplane's right there. Hard to see. There's the airplane. So we're gonna start coding, and depending on what it is, it can be a process. It could take a while to code. It could be real short. Shouldn't be too long. Oh, look at that. Finished coding. That was fucking faster than I expected. So the whole car restarts your ECU. Obviously, that's a new animation that I chose with the BimmerCode instead of the typical one. So the coding was successful. So now we can actually go back and we can go to BimmerCode or BimmerLink, and now we can register a new battery. So now that we've changed it on BimmerCode, we're going to register a new battery. It's going to be same capacity and type. The following preconditions have been met. So engine off, ignition position 2, which is on, no error codes stored in the engine. Okay, so now we're going to register it. Battery is fully registered. So now, as you guys can see, the mileage last battery replacement was at 153,000 kilometers, which is 95,000 miles, and it's at 86% charge. The other one said 78, but I feel like that wasn't true, because then if we go back, we go to error memory code, let's see if we're still pulling all the errors that we had. I had 13 errors. I'm hoping we don't. Alright, so we got 100% of the control unit, and we only have one error, which is an internal sensor error. So all the errors that we had prior to this was all under voltage, and they're no longer showing up. So the car should be 100% good, shouldn't have any problems, no more struggling to turn on, and obviously transmission wise. So let's put everything back together and let's see how the car runs. All right guys, so the car is all put back together now. We're gonna go on a test run, let the car warm up a bit, see how she drives, and hopefully when I floor her, she gives me, I'm like so out of breath. When I floor her, she gives me 600 horsepower and not like the 280 that she was giving me beforehand. But like I showed you guys, all the error codes of the 13, 12 of them had to do with under voltage. So now that there's a new battery, we've replaced the battery in BimmerCode and in BimmerLink, so it's all notified in the computer that there's a new battery, and that's a new battery. I just said that it should now perform the way it should perform, because it was stating everything at 94,000 miles, 95,000 miles, so it was recent when she started acting up. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the car works now. So another thing that I've noticed too is she used to idle real weird when the battery was low, because obviously it has to do with the transmission issues. So now we're gonna go for a little test drive and see how this car reacts now, and go for a little drive. See where she's at. Obviously we gotta wait for the temperature to rise up, because I want it to be at operating temperature. I want everything to be nice and lubricated before I fucking give her the beans. But I think it's like Frankenstein. We brought the motherfucker back to life, and I think we're good now. Yeah, buddy. Be back in business, bitches.
Jesus Christ.
Full 600 horsepower. Yeah, I know. I said I was gonna wait, but I had to do a pull. Fuck it. If the car breaks down, the car breaks down. But we are back in business, boys. So that first pull you guys saw, she actually, you know, full 600 capacity, horsepower, whatever. Awesome, right? Now we're on the freeway. Temperature is up to where it needs to be, and the car does not do what it needs to do. I would do a pull here, but there's actually a cop up here, if I'm not mistaken, to the right. We're actually gonna get off. You guys can see the cop. Oh, you guys can maybe see the cop down there. I don't know. It's hard to fucking zoom in with one hand with this camera, but you'll be able to see the lights. I don't know what the case is. Obviously, we got all the errors out of the way. There's no more under voltage. See, guys, there is 12. So I don't know what it could be. Obviously, I need to take the car back to my tuner, have him look at it, have him get diagnose it, and figure out what's wrong with it. Like I said, the car runs a lot better now. There's no issues transmission wise, there's no issues shifting wise. Like it used to, it idle real weird. You could kind of feel like, I wouldn't say it would kind of jerk, but it could, there was minor jerking here and there, especially at certain RPMs and certain miles per hour. But yeah, like, that, I wasn't flooring it all the way, but like, bro, like that's all I'm getting is what? That's like 200 horsepower. This is a 600 horsepower car, and it's only doing that. I don't know what the issue could be, guys. Hopefully I can figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just glad the car will actually turn on, because that was my biggest concern, is having a car, driving it, and not it, like driving to a location and then, you know, you getting in your car and it doesn't even fucking turn on. I think that's embarrassing, especially when you see the car, you're just like, oh, okay, so this dude's dumped a bunch of money into the car, but he can't even fucking turn his car on. But yeah, like, watch here. I'll show you guys. I know the cop's on the other side, but who gives a fuck? We're gonna do a pool. So as you guys can see, that was more than 280. Usually it doesn't do 280. So obviously there's something going on with the car. I don't know what it could be. Hopefully it's something that my tuner can get taken care of and the car could be running efficiently. If it's a bigger problem, then I guess it's a bigger problem. So we're gonna have to look into my pockets and see what we're gonna do. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That is how you change your battery on your BMW F10. I hope you guys don't have the same issue that I'm currently having. If you liked the video, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, share it with your friends if they have a BMW F10 and they don't know how to replace their battery and how to register it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Looking to do more content soon, especially more car content related, because I haven't been to a car meet in a minute. So see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace out.